So I said it's ping pong's balls, not King Kong's balls. I know, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Alright guys, Jotun here. Just finishing off a joke there. If you know the joke, it's not that funny, but there you go. Yeah, this is going to be my second video of the day. First video's just gone up. It's my intro video. Like I said, tell me what you guys think of that. And I'm going to get cracking with the second one. Just straight into it. No messing, no faffing, no fancy la-di-da shenanigans on here. Just straight up. This is going to be a review of Mass Effect 2 for the PS3. I've only ever owned PlayStations, really. Consoles. I had a Super Nintendo and a NES back in the day, way back in the day, when I was a lot younger, obviously. Stupid comment. But yeah, I'm a diehard PS3 fanboy, if that's what you want to label me as. I couldn't give a rat's ass, basically. So I didn't know nothing about the Mass Effect universe. I'd heard sort of bits and pieces from people about how big the game was, how much of an epic story it was. I'm a big sci-fi fan. I love my Blade Runner, my Star Wars, obviously, things like that. So I was chomping at the bit to get my piece of the Mass Effect pie, as it were. So when this hit, I didn't get it initially, to be fair. To be honest, I find it hard to put a lot of hours or invest in RPGs. I've tried Fallout 3, tried a bit of Fallout New Vegas, and I can just never quite get used to that kind of RPG. Even Elder Scrolls, I mean, when that was probably the best game on the PS3 for a long while. Got a Game of the Year edition out and everything, but just never quite got into that kind of RPG. But thought sci-fi RPG, right up my alley. And boy, I was not disappointed. This is one of the most epic stories in gaming. Like I said, I've not finished the game, but I'm about 40 hours into it so far. I've completed a lot of the main quests. I'm doing a few side quests at the minute. But just the sheer scope and detail that this game goes into is absolutely astounding in my eyes. And it's definitely... I know already this is going to be one of the games of the year for me. You can play through it multiple times, I've heard, with different endings. No matter, you have this conversation system where you're either a paragon or a renegade. You got an angel sitting on one shoulder and a devil sitting on another shoulder, and whatever way the conversation goes sort of dictates how your character behaves, and you say certain things opens up more opportunities to say other things, and it's just the detail even in the conversation parts is just amazing. But the story as it goes is you're Commander Shepard. You've been rescued from a downed ship, obviously from Mass Effect 1, which was the Normandy. You get revived, and basically you get employed by a company called Cerberus, and you're basically employed by them to take out a bunch of an alien species, basically the Collectors and the Reapers. I believe that's the names. I do apologise in advance. I was going to do some notes, but I'd like to do these things off the fly without having to look down or whatever. So I do apologise to get some of the names wrong, but I just want to give my overview of the game. So yeah, I'm 40 hours into it. Like I said, the level and the scope and the detail in the game is amazing. I actually also believe that the graphics, which I might add, there's a few frame rate drops here and there, but no great shakes really. It doesn't really affect your enjoyment of the game. The graphics, I believe, are running on the Mass Effect 3 engine, which is due out later in the year. Obviously, BioWare have just released Dragon Age 2, so Mass Effect 3 is pretty much going to be their next game, I think. And I'll definitely be buying that day one. But yeah, I mean, the look, the different worlds you can go to on the quest. I mean, there's such a variety. It really does feel like you're part of this mass universe, and you're just like this little part of just like a huge story that's just takes you through different star systems. You have to recruit certain people who've got certain skills. You from all different alien species. I mean, you sort of get to go to different parts of the solar system, different planets, and there you'll pick up another person that you'll take into your team, and then you sort of develop their powers that way. The combat system, really intuitive, really easy to use. It's basically similar to, like, I'd say, I don't know, like a weapon wheel, I suppose, is layman's terms, I suppose, is the easy way of saying it. You basically bring up L2, and you'll have sort of the two squad mates at the top and you at the bottom of the wheel, and you can, on L2 on the PS3, you can select which weapon they're going to use, and then R2, the other bumper, you would select the power they're going to use, and each power that you select has different effects on the enemy that you're attacking. So you'll get people that can use more kinetic abilities like Jack or Miranda, or there's people like Zaid or Jacob that use more like, I suppose you call it like army tactics. They'll have like maybe a concussive shot which fires a shot which will knock the guy down, or they can put a shield around themselves, whereas people like Jack and Miranda, they'll have things that can infect like synthetic enemies and alien species that have got like biotic barriers, which is basically like a barrier that the enemy will put up, they have to break through, and certain enemies will have just like armor, an armor bar, then a health bar. So depending on what the enemy is, you have to bloody enemy again. Enemy. It's bloody enemy. Fuck. Still not fucking this. Yeah, so each, different enemies have different health bars that you have to get through before you can kill them, and you have to sort of work out, which power to use at the right time. In terms of powering up, which is a big part, of course, of RPGs, you can either play it two ways. You can auto level up your teammates. I think you can also level up yourself, but why would you do that? But you can level up yourself as well by assigning skill points to the different types of ammo or the different kinetic abilities of you or the other person in your squad. What else I had to talk about? Sound, fantastic. Like I said, graphics, fantastic. Replayability. I mean, to me, it's endless. I mean, if I've got one gripe, and it's not a big one, it's the research part of it. Now, throughout the game, you'll pick up little bits of research you can do, and basically doing research unlocks new guns, new ammo, prototype weapons, ways to enhance the ship, enhance your armor, everything. Basically, you pick up little research things, and then what you do is using, I think there's 4 or 5 different types of minerals that are prevalent throughout the galaxies or in the star systems. And basically what you have to do is you have to go around to unexplored planets, or planets that you're visiting for a mission or a quest or whatever, and actually scan the planet, and then by hitting L2 you actually scan over the surface of the planet, and you'll get like a reading, and of course when the reading goes off the chart, I think you then hit R2, it fires a probe into the planet, and basically you then receive back said mineral that you've just mined from that planet, and basically all that goes towards unlocking new research projects, so you get new weapons and the new armor and that and the new powers. And I've got to say that's the only bit, sometimes it can get a bit monotonous, because sometimes you'll go to a planet, you'll scan it, and then you'll realise that it's poor, you get a result for each planet, whether it's poor, moderate, good or rich in elements, and it just becomes a bit of a grind. But really, I've got to say that's the only problem I've got with it, is the mining for minerals. But of course I understand why it's in there, because it's part of trying to level up. It's trying to get you more ingrained in the world that Mass Effect is in. So it's not that big of a gripe, but that's the only one. But like I said, guys, graphics fantastic, story's fantastic, the mechanics are brilliant, the combat system is just amazing, so fun to use, so quick and easy compared to something like Fallout. I mean, the Pip-Boy in Fallout I found like really, really awkward. I don't know why. It's probably just me. I'm not used to RPGs, but Mass Effect just seemed to make so much sense. I can't recommend it enough, guys. Honestly, you've got to try it. And basically, if you'd be able to get this second hand, if you rented it, you probably have to rent it for about 3 bloody months. give or take. Like I said, I've put 40 hours in. I don't really know how far I'm into it, the story-wise. Like I said, I've got side quests left, but obviously something could open up in the future, in the next couple of hours of the game, and all of a sudden there's another 20 hours. I've heard it's 60 to 80 hours on average, I think somebody said the playthrough was. But yeah, guys, that's my review for Mass Effect 2. I hope it helped. Just let me know what you think of the review, and there'll be plenty more to come. Remember, raise the horns or thumbs up, guys, whichever you like, and I'll see you later. Jotun out.